I just want to talk a little bit about novice. So we walked into the season, these guys can verify. After the first week of practices, I think we were shaking our heads. This is probably the youngest group. I mean, the years I've been coaching, this is the youngest group I probably had to coach. And we were pouring her out probably the first week, saying, oh, this is going to be a tough season, this is going to be a tough season. And by the end of it, it was actually a great surprise. These guys came through, and just like Coach Andy said, at the fuel was amazing because we saw 6 first place, 2 second, 3 thirds, and 2 fourths. And overall, out of all the teams at the fuel, and it's the first time I've noticed it coaching novice, we took first. Our hair out, these kids coming through, being aggressive and working hard, and I mean every kid at the fuel, at that fuel tournament, left everything out on the mat. It was great. But we do have a couple of awards to give out. So we're going to take a couple. So I got. Okay. This first wrestler, I want to go back a little bit to football season. So I ran into this wrestler during football, during our combine. And he runs around to where my section is. And I ask everybody's name, what's your name, what's your name? And this kid goes, my name is Monster Jam. Monster Jam. All right, we'll run with Monster Jam. That'll be your name now. So I didn't know his little name until the rest of the season. And he started off, and again, like our season started off, it was a little rough. I'm like, oh no. You know. And then by the end of the fuel, he ends up just killing it and taking it first. And then from there on, he wrestled a couple other tournaments, and I know he took first another tournament, and he was killing it. He has, you know, I think this was hands down. He was definitely probably one of the most improved wrestlers of the season. That is Trent River. Trent, come on up.
So that being said, he continued to come to practice, show up, do great things, and we're giving out the most aggressive award because when we told him to go out there and tackle him, that's what he had to go do. He would we go out and tackle them and put them on their back. So, Gabe, go scratch the rest of this year. Thank you. Now, all the kids on Novice are awesome. They're all unique in their own way. This one stands out just because I remember very specifically during a tournament at Red Hawk, I told him to throw a specific move. He looked up at me and said, "What?" So once I told him, I said, you know, every wrist needs a what? Or excuse me, every half needs a what? Wrist. Or friend. Come on, honest. Every half needs a. Very good. So once he figured out what he needed, and he looked at me and finally did it, he actually won that match. So I was very proud of him for that. So the most coachable award goes to Mr. Andrew Winkler.
So I'm actually going to weigh the blueprint award. Basically, this award is all about if you do everything that we ask of you, you know, you show up, you come ready to wrestle, and always wrestle whoever we tell you to, do everything that we ask of you. This is the blueprint to success. We had a lot of, we went back and forth on trying to find the guy that we wanted to give this to. After some deep discussions, we decided to give it to Madden Armstrong. He had one heck of a tournament. We were all really proud of the way he wrestled. I know it didn't really work out in that last match, but you wrestled your heart off, and we all saw it, so we just want to say thank you.
We did have one other award, but we're not here, so we're going to pass this off to JV, correct? Yeah. All right. Ian, is it Ian or we got Kenny? I like put Kenny on the spot.
All right, good evening. One of the great things between JV and varsity, they're all pretty much all the same group. You line all those kids up, you can't tell which one's varsity and which one's JV. And what I mean by that is they all give 110%. And what's even more important is that they do not treat one as if they're varsity and one's at JV. The kids don't know either. They go in there, they give 110% every single day. And I'll actually say that from varsity all the way down to novice, I'd say the same things, except for the little baby faces that we have. You can tell they're super, super young, so they're novice. So it's a great opportunity this year to help coach them back, learn some of the tricks of the trade. We had some unbelievable wrestlers, a great season. And I'm going to start off with one of the awards, which is the Coach's Award, which makes our lives easier. It's not easy to coach any sport, whether you're coaching at the adult level, the high school, middle school, or you're coaching obviously at the youth level. We are all parents, we understand how difficult they can be. There are some kids that make it a little bit easier because they listen, they're a little calmer, they say please, they say thank you, they're all in line, this and that. They're not always like that, especially in the wrestling group. We do have a couple kids that makes it very, 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 very enjoyable and easy, should I say. I should say, obviously coaching is enjoyable for everyone, but things a little bit easier. One is actually moving on, so we're going to miss the Coach's Award for 21-22, Aaron Moore. Great job, Aaron. So these are obviously in no particular order. All right, we're going to go with the most fearless. Absolutely unstoppable in the wrestling room and on the mat. I'm afraid you're going to throw someone around, you're going to throw me around, you're going to throw the kids around, you're going to go to the mat. All they wanted to do was wrestle. Absolutely unstoppable. And if they weren't wrestling, they were asking you, when am I wrestling? Am I wrestling now? Am I wrestling now? When? They just wanted to go out, they wanted to go on that mat, they wanted to go 155% all the time. Most fearless, Mike Pippins. they're going to get involved. Whenever a friend either grabs them or someone in the hallway grabs them, hey, come out and wrestle. Regardless of how much experience you have, there's certain years you grow a lot more than others. So this one here is going to be the most improved. Listen, absorb everything like an absolute sponge. Nico to Tone. Most courageous would never step down, would never say no. It did not matter who they were going up against. It did not matter if it was in the back room or to wrestle absolutely anyone. Stick me out on the mat against anybody. Nikolai Utsik, most courageous.
Alright, I'm going to hand up the most coachable for JV here. I'm going to pull them up before I kind of explain everything here. So, DJ Train, come on up. So this is DJ's first year. And first year wrestling is very hit or miss. Some look at you with 6 eyes, some understand you. And this kid, he caught on right away. He showed singles, doubles, the basic moves, and he was getting it by the end, and he was like a sponge. And like Ian said, this is a coach's dream right here. This is like the most coachable award. Alright, where's my big man Alex at? You're my size, we can wrestle, right? So this is a statistical award for JV. So he had the most team points, he had the most pins, and he had the most takedowns throughout the season. Once again, he's a first-year wrestler, he's a big, strong boy, and he listened. So all you kids out there who are very thick-headed, take notes for the last 2 awards. If you listen to your coaches, good things happen. Alright? But Alex, you're a 6th grader, moving up. Yep, well, have fun, right? Give a round of applause for Alex. Alright, Mr. Gates Weiler, come on up. So this is the JV Performance Award. I saw Gage, I watched him, not as a coach, as a spectator, wrestle his wrestle off at the beginning of the year. And from November till February, this kid grew up. He won a JV tournament. He started listening. He got better and better every single week, matured a lot, right? And that's why he's sitting here today, guys, because he's just on the road to success and keeps getting better and better every single week. Give a round of applause for Deej.
Good job, buddy.
Alright, one more, he's right. I hate saying that, but Randall's right. Alright, Miss Landry Schneck, come on up, bro. Alright, so Landry, I've seen her for the last 2-3 years maybe. She goes out with an attitude, where so many boys should take notes. Okay? She will go out with the meanest face and try her hardest out on that mat. 5 minutes, whatever it may be, and she does not quit, she does not give up, and she was a JV champ this year, right? So we give a round of applause for Landon Chinesky.
So thank you for the PSA, banning kids, listen to your coaches. Guys, one quick correction. Michael LaBelle was a second place, he was a runner-up in the tournament, not a third. Mikey, I apologize for getting your shirt fixed. We want to make sure we recognize you because you earned your spot in the tournament. So, good job. Are you ready to play and see what for this? Yep. So we're going to move on to our varsity guys. I'm waiting for one of the coaches to show up.
So first off, obviously with varsity, we get a lot of varsity matches in, there's a lot of statistics involved. So we do historically always give 3 statistical awards. Those who get statistical awards cannot get another award. So it is what it is, and I like to say a little something extra for all of them. Same thing, we happen to have a bunch of studs on our team this year who happen to win multiple statistical awards. So what happens is we go in order, and if one defaults down to the next one, then the next person with the most pins or takedowns gets that award as well. First up, for statistical award, most team points with 78. Think about that, 78 team points, that's insane. Most pins, 13. Honestly, this kid just killed it this year. Stepping up, wrestling a bigger weight, went out there, threw kids around, put them all on their backs, kept it going, came home second place varsity tournament, Iowa Salute. Next up, very special individual. I've had the joy of coaching this kid since he was literally a baby. And I'll tell you what I love about this person is, what I love about wrestling is what you put into it is what you get out of it. And he just works and works and works. And that's the reason he's a state champ. He is the all-time leading fuel champion with 3 championships. If it wasn't for COVID, it would be 4. If it wasn't for a road headlock that we don't talk about, it would be 5. But either way, my buddy, Riley Crandall, those Next statistical award, and actually this is going to be a double award because I was extra hard on this person all season long, and it was for good reason. So I always say I know all the kids, and I only expect the best. And some of the ceilings are a little higher than others, but I just expect you to put what you can have on that every time. And I saw something in this person for a while. And it took him all season to pull it together, right? So I will tell you, he gets a statistical award right now for most takedowns of 19, but he finally earned his head in making the Buell Finals. Townsburg. Next award, Coach's Award. We had a pretty unique team this year with some wrestlers that really stepped up in some spots that were honestly a little over their head. But every day they showed up and they went out on the mat. And we had some flexibility with a couple other senior wrestlers that I used from time to time. It's not always fair. But this particular wrestler, I asked him to wrestle up a weight class. I asked him to wrestle up a weight class over and over again, sometimes against the old champs. And he never said that. Brady Schnack goes to the work. Next award. So this particular person, you know, you talk about pleasant surprises, and we went out the first week, and I'll tell you what, he was just laying people out. I mean, laying them out. Would never even think it, and did just over and over and over again. It was just pins and wins, and we walked into the varsity tournament, and I knew the weight class, and he happens to be statistically in the hardest weight class in field. And he had a great season, but I saw the way that Ross was stuck up, or piled up, and I'm like, oh man, he's going to be lucky if he can make the second day. And again, he did. He overachieved. If you look at his face after the tournament, you know why he deserves this. Smash Face Award, Colin Quay.
Hey guys. Wow. First, I want to thank this organization. I mean, it's been almost a decade. I love this organization. I tell all these parents, keep your kid in. It's hard. It's harder on us more than them sometimes, but it pays off in the end. And there are so many times where my kid wanted to quit. And kept them like this, you gotta wrestle your 6th grade. And then you can decide. And it changes by the time you're in middle school. It's tough, it's not easy, it's definitely the hardest sport ever. So stay with it, guys. All your wrestlers, parents, same thing. It's definitely hard on us. So I want to thank this organization for everything they've done for my child and both my kids and for everybody else. So thank you guys. And then I got the Hornet Award today. This is something we've created. I've never seen this before, but it's because we have a special wrestler that I'd like to honor. After his first match, and I looked over at the coach and I was like, we got a big man. And it's probably the first time in 9 years that I've been coaching that we had an anchor, where we could rely on at the end. This kid, Giovanni, come up here, buddy. He wanted to go all season. He listened to me. I worked with him on the side, and he put in the time. He put in the work. He listened, and good things come. When you listen to your coaches, guys. I watched this guy grow when he was 50 pounds, and then it takes a couple years off, and I'm like, whoa, he's got a man on our hands. And he took care of business. So I'm very proud of you, Jill. I hope you stick with it. Congratulations. And then I got the most inspiring award. Paige Snack, get over here. I don't want to talk about so there's this girl, every time she stepped on the mat, I have never gotten more excited to watch anybody this year, even my own son, than when she came up to the wrestling mat. I mean, if you look at some of the pictures of me and Dan, I'm so excited every time she is wrestling. She worked her butt off this year. She's come a long way. And like Dan said earlier, when she wanted to earn her spot into the varsity rule,
And then she goes and takes it to all those boys. So proud of you. Like, I'm like shaking. I love it. I'm so proud of you. All the coaches are. Congratulations.
Anything to play? You're just not handy. Guys, don't go anywhere. Come on up. So guys, tonight we've gone through, we've recognized our organization, we've recognized all our wrestlers, our board, everyone that put this great night together. It's coming to the park for the final goodbye of Dan and myself. Right? We have a new board in place, we're working on getting a new head coach. Before we break, we are going to say a formal goodbye to head coach Dan, right? How about middle school boys? Come up. EYWA, you want to come up too? So I need everybody to repeat after me as loud as you can. Trust me, I've done this before.
Trust me, I've done this before.
What's the first thing that someone reacts to when you say that to them? I think about when I'm under the sink and I'm looking at my wife, I say, trust me, I've done this before. And then I'm calling C Group to come over and fix whatever I'm trying to fix on my own. Right? It's, you get a little skeptical, right? But I'm sharing with you one of my first experiences with Dan. And it started out, trust me, I've done this before. This was up in the upper left-hand bleacher on an office night. I think it was the Crandalls, Mars, Denny, and the boys were down there learning how to wrestle for the first time. And he comes up and he goes, I think we got something special here. And trust me, I've done this before. We're going to get together. We're going to put a little traveling band of wrestlers together. And I can't tell you where we've been. That year we were in Old Valley, we were in Green White Heights, we're in Pittston, we're in Lopac, and then back at Upper Park, right? Basically what Dan did was create this traveling circus. Little wrestlers, where we see little Andrew Winkler, and we see little Katie Figueroa, just like that. Just going back to that. But what was funny, they're all bringing home partner. They're all bringing home trophies. They're all falling in love with wrestling, right? It all started out with trust me, I've done this before, right? So in 2017, we didn't look at Dan. Dan actually had the pleasure of being the assistant head coach of one of his old coaches, Jamie Ritter, especially up there a couple times. He stepped into a program that had a pretty solid champion, multiple replacements. Out of nowhere, Dan takes the program over all by himself as head coach. He comes back in 2018 with 4 replacements. He figures out a secret sauce in that back room in 2019 as head coach. He places second in the duel, losing the banger by 6 points because we were either missing 46 or big man, something crazy like that, right? But that year he also produced 2 champs and 6 placers. 2020, we come back again, losing the banger by 6 points, right? But more importantly, Dan produced 3 champions and 6 placers. We had our 2021 Brooklyn Restore Emmaus, or it was our year, right? And a lot of these guys were going to be part of this, right? COVID can't hold it down now. We go ahead and get space off campus. We start wrestling. All he said is just give me a mat. I don't care how much. Give me wrestlers. I'm there with a whistle. I'm going to do this, right? We're pleased this is why we're here tonight, right? In 2022, as his last year of head coach with a 3rd place finish. Heartbreaking loss against Fort, coming back strong against PB, producing another champion and 7 placers, right? For a total count of 6 champs and 23 placers throughout his career. Congratulations, Coach. So it all starts out with trust me, I've done this before. So these guys asked to say a small word about the coach and what he's done and what he means to them. So guys, it's pretty brief. Go ahead. Let's start with you guys. You get over here next to this. Right? Over here.
Stand. Thanks, Coach. Thanks, Coach. Thanks, Coach. Thanks, Coach. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach. We all love you.
Thank you, Coach. Thanks for being my corner always, Coach.
Thank you, Dad. Oh, I need Coach.
Not only for movements up, not only for helping create awesome young adults going through the East School District. I take a look at all the people out here. I think about how you affect this organization, how you baptize all these families into wrestling. This is not a sport, this is a lifestyle. And I think after everything we've gone over tonight, you led the way. And trust me, you did it better than anybody else. I miss you, man.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. That really means something to me. And give a little thanks back. I have the favor of getting the accolades of being the head coach, right? So I'm on the mat, and I'm the one who's collecting the trophies and all this other stuff. But often, the person behind the scenes doing all the legwork that no one sees or understands is the glue that holds all of this together, right? And I made it very clear, I would do this, but keep me where I'm good. That's all I'm at. I'm not good at the other things. What you do is, this guy right over here, Andy Kramer, right? Andy stepped up and was the program coordinator that holds all of this together. And it was not easy. Andy has managed us through a flood where we lost our mats. We didn't have a facility, and every day he was making phone calls with our friends and family members to get us into Allen and Muhlenberg and Parkland. Can you even imagine that on top of your regular day-to-day job? Having to find a place every single night for us to wrestle? And then insurance deals and all this other stuff that you have to figure out. And Andy stepped up and did it. And if that wasn't good enough, he was blessed with COVID, a COVID year, right? Where he went out of his way to figure out an outside private facility for our kids to do something other than sitting in their rooms all day, right? That wasn't me. That was Andy. Finding a place to go, facilitating for us, keeping it together. The little things, like making up wrestling brackets in Tulsa, Oklahoma, for fun. But that's what we did, right? And Andy was right there with me. I could not have done this. This would not have happened without Andy stepping up and handling everything. So, big round of applause for Andy.
All right, we've given out a ton of awards, just a ton of accolades. There's a couple things we have to do before we close this party out today. So again, number one, we have an exciting new board coming in. We have tons of new parents coming in. We need you to be part of it, right? We need you to do better than what we did. We're already off to a great start. We have great kids, we have great wrestlers, we have great coaches in place. So please, take the opportunity to join the board. Make sure, be part of the direction of the program.